GMO or no, an analysis of genetically modified crops and how they can affect society. So we're going to start with a quick introduction to genetic modification. Genetic modification started thousands of years ago with the concept of selective breeding. People were able to take the animals that had desirable traits and breed them to other animals with similar traits to create better and better livestock. As time went on, this developed into breeding programs and eventually into overall genetic modification. The real breakthrough happened in 1973, whenever biochemists Herbert Boyer and Stanley Cohen came together and genetically modified genes in two different types of bacteria. In the 1990s, GMO crops took off. Farmers were able to start using genetically modified crops, particularly the Roundup Ready varieties. Today, genetically modified crops have transformed agriculture, enhancing efficiency and production and reducing environmental impact. The benefits of genetically modified crops are increased yields, pest resistance, reduced herbicide use. Farmers are able to get more from their crops without having to put more into it. At the same time, genetically modified crops allow for more environmental benefits. By farmers not having to use as much equipment, and in their operations, they put off less emissions. Then there's the nutritional standpoint. Genetically modified crops can be modified to have better nutritional values for places that have nutritional deficiencies, such as vitamin A deficiencies in Southeast Asia. Now, there are a few criticisms that surround GMOs. Weaknesses of GMOs would be the ongoing ethical debates and questions of the motivations of the large companies that produce GMOs. There are concerns that profits motivate and undermine the safety and environmental practices of these companies. Then there's the issue of GMO labeling. GMO labeling standards today have changed drastically since GMO varieties of crops started being grown in the 1990s. Today, GMO labeling standards include that GMO products must be labeled as bioengineered under the National Bioengineered Food Disclosure Standards. Non-GMO products are typically cleared with clear certifications indicating the absence of genetically modified ingredients. These labels provide reassurance to consumers who prefer non-GMO options. The steps to public acceptance of GMOs all revolve around education. Education initiatives need to be launched in areas that don't have access to a knowledge of GMOs and their safety. Farmers have to be willing to be transparent about their operations and how GMOs help them to reduce their emissions and help the environment. At the same time, we have to be willing to have community outreach. In all these communities, we have to be willing to teach about GMOs and have those thoughtful discussions that revolve around the subject. The role of corporations is something that needs to be looked at and is often criticized by people that are against GMOs. Many people point to the fact that profits motivate these companies. But to that point, it works as a positive. Profits are the main motivations for corporations to develop better GMOs. People are able to put in research funding to actually make better GMOs for the farmers. But there's more than that. These corporations work with the farmers that buy seed from them to make better and better crops year after year to improve their yields. At the same time, these corporations often fund and help organizations like the USDA to help educate consumers about GMOs and defeat some of the stigmas that revolve around the products. In a sense, genetically modified crops can significantly enhance food security and nutritional quality worldwide. At the end of the day, we have to be willing to look at GMOs. GMOs are essential for increasing crop yields to feed a growing global population. They can help us fight food security issues around the world. The environmental benefits of using GMOs allow us to try to cut greenhouse gas emissions from the agricultural sector. At the same time, biofortified GMOs can effectively address critical nutritional deficiencies in vulnerable populations. On top of that, investment in GMOs and their research can stimulate agricultural innovation and enhance farmer income. We would be short-sighted to look past GMOs as they can help us take the next step in that bridge to a better future. Thank you.